Okay, here come the holidays. And it's almost a cliche, isn't it? When we think about the holidays, for some reason, is automatically associated with stress, with friction, with anxiety for a lot of people. And it just may be like that. And that's okay. But I want to empower you to take control of what you can control in terms of managing your own mindset and nervous system as you approach the holidays. In this video, I'm going to offer you 3 specific tools to proactively kind of take control of your own nervous system, your own ability to respond as you navigate the holiday season with friends and family and noisy shops and lights and all the good stuff. Okay? All right. So no surprise if you're familiar with me or my channel, tool number 1 is going to be a simple breathing exercise. This is a variation of the hand breathing exercise. I have a whole video on hand breathing, but this is kind of like the emergency version when maybe you've only got 30 seconds, everything's about to go down at the dinner table and you're like, okay, you have that moment in the bathroom or on the couch before everything's about to hit. And you're like, okay, how can I really prepare myself to have a little bit of space between me and what's going on so that I can respond to the situation? Okay. So this is a variation of hand breathing where we just make the peace sign. It's symbolic, right? We're kind of calling in a sense of peace, right? So it's very symbolic. And what we do for this one, just like hand breathing, but it's shorter and faster, is we make that peace sign. We keep those 2 peace fingers up. We take the pointer of our other finger and we place it at the base of our hand. And we're going to inhale as we move our finger up to the top of the other finger. Exhale down. Inhale up to the next finger. Exhale down. And release. I like to say you've just activated peace mode, right? I know it's not that simple, but it is a simple thing you can do that you're predisposing yourself and your nervous system to have a little bit of space as you approach a potentially stressful situation, holiday situation, right? Okay, tool number 2. See if this one resonates with you. This is a grounding exercise. So grounding as in bringing us into the present moment. There's lots of ways that we can do this with breath and things like this, but let's say you're already in the thick of it. You're already at the table, surrounded by relatives. Things are going, uncle said that thing that triggers you. You're like, oh boy, okay. What am I going to do now? Well, grounding is a way to just come back into the moment and get out of the mind movie, right? That's playing all kinds of crazy scripts about the situation. This is called the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique. And I'm sharing it here because it's a good one to use in any situation. If you start doing intense breath work while you're at that dinner table, it's going to be a little strange and awkward. But this one you can do almost on the sly. It's called the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, as I said. Here's how it works. You're sitting there. You're like, 5. Okay. 5 things I can see where I am right now. Okay. Spoon, tablecloth, wine bottle. You just go through the list. 5 things that I can see. Okay. 4 things that I can touch from where I am right now. Okay. My shirt, this, that. And just, you're doing this silently to yourself. 3 things that you can hear. Okay. What does that force you to do? It forces you to leave the mental movie and come into the presence, your auditory, awareness in that moment. What can you literally hear? 3 things you can hear in that room. Okay. All right. 2 things that you can smell. You have to distinguish 2 different smells. And finally, 1 thing that you can taste. Interesting. By the time you get down to 1, you have brought yourself back into the present moment, kind of like it or not. So I love this one as an option for you as you're in maybe an intense, anxious situation where you can't formally go separate yourself and do a practice. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll repeat it one more time. 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things that you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and finally just 1 thing that you can taste. And boom, You're more grounded, you're more present, you have more space to respond. All right, the final tool I'm going to offer you for this is if you do have the opportunity to physically remove yourself, or it's a gap, it's a break, or maybe it's prior to an event and you have some time, is a walking meditation. Okay, a walking meditation. Now, you can do an extremely deep and absorbed walking meditation where you need to be sure you're in a safe situation where you can almost close your eyes and walk with your eyes closed, maybe your hands together. This may not be realistic for you, so I just want to offer another version of walking meditation that's kind of camouflaged, like the last one I taught you. Okay, so let's say you get outside, you're able to take a short walk. From the outside, it just looks like, hey, he's taking a walk, she's taking a walk. But internally, it's all about where your awareness is. Okay, so instead of being distracted on that walk and letting the mind movie play, right, letting the anxiety script play, what if you just simply brought your awareness to your footsteps, the sound of your steps, what's the pattern, the texture of the ground, the nature of the interaction of your feet with the ground, and just putting all your awareness on that physical sensation of your feet touching the ground and the sound of your footsteps. And that's it. That's it. Another variation is to literally count your steps. This can be helpful too, right? Count up to 20. When you get to 20, go back to 1 and just do that again and again as long as your walk is. It sounds so silly and simple, but what this is doing is it's forcing you to be present with your physical body in that moment. And that can have a massive effect of just bringing you out of the mental script and into the moment. Okay? So those were 3 tools to maybe help you navigate the holiday season a little bit better, a little bit smoother, with a little bit more presence, because let's face it, it's really about presence. When it comes down to it, joy and all these values of the holiday season are inaccessible if we're not present. Otherwise, they're just ideas. So let's really dig in and experience them in a profound way, the way they're intended to be experienced, okay? Good luck.